Lovely stuff.
Just so you all know, you don't need to clap loudly. Just a gentle tap will do.
Okay.
Doesn't have to be like bang.
Why clap by half measures when you can clap?
I have a thing about when I'm trying to clap, it has to feel right. Do you know what I mean? I have to feel like I've done a good clap, not like a half-assed clap.
It's like a high five.
That's it.
Purely a sound marker, a time marker. That's it. That's all it's for.
Cool. No worries.
As long as it sounds like a clap.
As long as it's okay. Fair enough. Good to know. Yeah. I might start messing around and trying to do other things to see if I can get the same thing and see how many I can do before you tell me to stop.
Slap yourself on the head, that kind of thing.
Cool. All right. Well, welcome back, folks, to Tales from the 20 Side, a Pathfinder 2nd Edition Let's Play podcast. My name is Dom. I'm your GM for this game and for many others, and I'm joined by our regular cast members of Mr. Stu Jackson.
Well, hello.
Mr. Neil Kelly.
Hello.
Mr. Darren Mafucci.
Hola.
And Miss Amy Chislett.
Hello.
How come Neil always sounds depressed on the hellos? The last two were like, hello.
It's because he hasn't.
Is that how it sounds? It's not how it's meant to. That's not what I'm intending.
No, that's why
I'm intending a sultry kind of hello.
Hello and welcome.
I like what I see.
Hello and welcome to Firestarter with Otto von Niederschläger.
Giggity.
You need your fire lit? I will light it for you.
Come on, baby, light my fire. I'll stop.
What time of year is Shark Week?
Is it soon?
I think it is soon, isn't it? Shark Week.
I have used all my magic for the day. Shark
no, you haven't. You haven't used any of your first level spell slots.
Oh yes, that's true. I've used all my second level.
Yeah.
Shark Week will be August between the 9th and 16th.
Oh, we're nowhere near that. Okay.
No, but something to bear in mind.
It is. We'll have to put a special note in the diary to try and make sure we get a shark transformation in that week.
No, it's when we get to the third season and things start flagging a bit. Otto can turn into a shark so we can all jump him.
Yep,
that's the plan.
What other animals can Otto turn into?
Oh, all sorts of. I turned into. Remember, I turned into a bull.
Yeah.
That time when I killed that plant, and I turned into a snake.
Yeah.
Didn't you turn into a lion once?
Yes, you turned into a lion when you were fighting Rokar's raiders.
Yeah.
I can turn into a frog, but I've never seen much use for that. An ape, a bear.
Can you turn into a frog and we can all lick your back and get off our tits?
It's got to be worth a try.
Sadly, it's not a psychotropic frog.
We go on a vision quest.
Glory to the Hypno Otto.
All hail the Hypno Otto.
There we go. Anyway, hello, folks.
It'd be handy for getting through a small space. If you need a toad in the hole or something.
One day I will learn not to set you up for those puns, Stu. Apparently it's not today.
Is it possible not to set me up though? Because I set myself up.
I'm starting to wonder if it is possible. It's probably not. I think you've just got too many in the bank.
Yeah. I make them up as I go along. Can you not tell? I mean, they are pretty shit.
Well, considering they are made up on the fly.
That's still
Anyone? No? All right. I will stick to running Pathfinder games as opposed to trying to make jokes.
Oh, fly, as in frog food. Yes.
We're going to go with that.
Yeah.
Right. With all that said, shall we sound like we're ready to get back into the game, folks? Is that? Do you agree?
Yes.
I'm ready.
Keen to sit back and watch Amos get devoured by this creature as he ran away from us fighting the other one. So, yeah.
I didn't run away. You weren't fighting it when I went into the other room.
He was.
Well, as far as that was concerned, you just ran away.
we go. All right.
It's because I saw you attacking our own team.
He was like, "Fuck this, I'm out of here."
That is fair.
All right. So, bringing ourselves back into our game, our adventurers, Alwyn Templeton, Brother Amos, Otto von Niederschläger, and Della Thornbury, along with their acquaintance Maximus Laurentius, are exploring a ruined Temple of Desna in the hopes of seeking out and destroying some undead scourge that seems to be haunting the place. As you started to explore last time round, you entered a cloister which contained a single dead tree in the middle of a once beautiful of a once verdant courtyard. The ground itself was littered with tiny human skulls which crunched under your feet, and the area was swirling with a chill fog that clung to your bodies. And as you stepped into it, you discovered that it called forth the spirits of many dead children all around you, washing you with a wave of fear and despair as they were set upon by some larger spectral being. Remembering that some of Maximus's positive divine magic had burned away a small amount of the fog previously, Otto, you stepped into the centre of the cloister and, using one of your powerful healing spells, sent out a wave that burned away all of the fog in this area, although it was beginning to creep back in as you left the chamber. Focusing back on your search, Maximus warned you that there were two strong sources of undead energy, one to the north of the temple and one more to the west in the worship room itself. The party opted to travel north first, coming across a locked door which Della was able to expertly open using her skills, and inside you found a room that had once been the chapter house of this temple, the furniture now ruined, and on the desk lay a coffer atop a piece of paper. There was also a shadow sort of burned into the floor, and as you disturbed some of these items in this room, a cloud of dust appeared in the antechamber behind you, coalescing into the shape of one of these undead priests of Desna, which charged at you. You did battle with the creature, whilst Brother Amos slipped away into the main body of the temple, discovering a similar shadow inside a heavy impact mark on one of the walls. Your battle continued, and Della, striking a holy blow with her weapon infused with positive energy, scattered the first creature to ash. But just as Brother Amos was turning to the group, he also saw a cloud of dust coalescing in front of him. And that is going to bring us back in. We are still in initiative, and we are technically still on Della's turn. Della, you have just destroyed the undead creature in front of you, and you still have one action left.
Cool. I am going to. Have I heard? I haven't heard that Amos is in trouble yet, have I?
No. The last you heard from Amos is you'd heard he'd found something, perhaps another piece of the diary.
Okay.
You are aware still that within this room there is the locked iron coffer that was knocked off the table, and there is another piece of this yellow tattered paper in the room.
Cool. I would like to go over to where the bit of paper is and grab that if I can.
All right. Roll a d4 for me, please, Amy.
Okay. I got a 3.
A 3, okay. Amy, if you'd like to check your journal on Roll20, you should see diary entry 4.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Stars be damned. Morrigan is dead. I found him this morning as I brought him a meal. Dark prayers coated the walls of the chapter, all daubed in his blood, and his symbol lay shattered on the ground near his body. I've told the children that he's very sick and is not to be disturbed while he rests. I think a few of the older ones picked up on my lie, but if they have, they're keeping quiet for now. I'm grateful.
There we go. So you retrieve that tattered piece of parchment, Della, and that's going to end your turn. So at the end of Della's turn, we are round to Olwyn.
Okay, with a cry of well done, Della, but let's be quite quick because we've only got 7 rounds. I mean, 42 seconds left with these, these charged weapons. Let's find the other one. Don't know which way to go. I know, we'll go back the way we came and then head east. So, going to use 2 actions to head back to the large chamber with the tree, but then to my left.
Okay, so you're heading sort of back through the antechamber and down back into the cloister.
Yes. So 2 actions for that. And the reason I'm only using 2 actions for that is my third action will be to command Chardonnay to follow.
Sure thing, okay. So if you'd like to move yourself to where you'd like to be.
Five. So I would just be poking into the larger room.
Sure, easy enough to do. So as you sort of move back through the cloister, you move towards the eastern wall, which I should have previously mentioned has been demolished quite forcefully. You can see the rocks and the debris are scattered quite far and wide. They seem to be scattered mostly from the temple into the cloister, if that makes sense.
Okay, so where we were in with the tree, the rubble was inside that room.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, you sort of move into that area, and give me a perception roll, Olwyn, as you rush toward the main body of the temple.
Okay. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay. As you break through the rubble and sort of scramble up into the main body of the temple, you also see this impact crater in the wall with a shadow in it, which is on the far wall between two of the shattered stained glass windows. And also with that perception roll, Olwyn, just in your peripheral vision, you see Brother Amos. You see Brother Amos just darting around the corner back towards the other way down.
Hello, Amos.
Hello.
Bye.
Okay, end of your turn, Olwyn. Brother Amos, the dust cloud forming in front of you coalesces fully again into the shape of one of these creatures, and with its face twisted and contorted with anger and fury and just a hint of sadness, actually, Brother Amos. It howls at you. Why would she abandon us like this, to this fate? And is going to tear into you with its claws, Brother Amos. Okay. Oh, God damn it. Okay, that's better. So the first 2 strikes, I'm not even going to bother telling you what they were because I rolled so badly. The last strike, however, I might actually have a chance of hitting.
Was there a natural 1 there though?
There was not. There was 2 and 3. So that last roll is going to be a 20, Brother Amos.
I am 20, so yes.
Okay, there we go. So scores a strike on you with its sharp claws. Brother Amos, you take 5 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And I need you to give me a fortitude save, please.
$15.
15, okay. Again, as this creature slashes into you, Brother Amos, you feel the itch in your skin, in the wound once again. However, as it strikes you, that itch spreads across your body and you feel sick. You have the sickened one condition.
Okay.
Yeah, you feel intensely nauseous as this strikes in once again.
And what does sickened one do to me? What penalties does that entail?
Sickened one is it's the same as frightened. It's -1 to all your checks and DCs.
Okay.
However, in addition, you also can't willingly ingest anything, including potions.
Okay.
Okay. And usually with the sickened condition, you can spend an action on your turn to retch and attempt to clear that.
Okay.
Okay. But that is the end of the Huecuva's turn. Amos, it is now your turn.
I'm not going to mess about. I'm going to start swinging.
You start.
Yeah.
So anyway, I started punching.
I shall lose.
I was thinking something totally different when you said I'm going to start swinging.
Why,
There's
hello,
clubs
creature.
for that.
It gets awful lonely around here. Yeah, I'll use my flurry of blows.
Okay, roll 2 attacks.
26.
26 will hit.
And I just rolled a 1.
Ooh. Do you want to leave that as a 1?
No. Can I use my hero point?
You may use your hero point.
I've never
Amos.
used my hero point before.
Have you not?
I don't think I have. Not once.
Fair enough. Re-roll that attack then.
22.
22 is also a hit. So roll 2 lots of damage there.
5. 6, 7, 8, actually. Sorry. And a 5.
2 good swings there from Brother Amos as you thump into this creature's chest. One of your hits cracking it across the jaw, and the head kind of twists round, then cricks back into place. You've got 2 actions left, Brother Amos.
You say I can try and clear second one by making myself wretch.
Yeah, you can. So you can attempt to. Yes.
Attempt to. Can I attempt to do it on the creature?
You absolutely can.
I want to grab the creature and retch in its face.
You want to retch in its face.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. This is turning into brain dead right here. So I kick ass for the Lord.
Oh, I got a chunky bit.
All right. Roll your fortitude save, please, Brother Amos.
Fortitude save. 18.
18. Okay. It's very strange. As you retch, Brother Amos, it is enough to clear that condition. However, you still feel queasy. You get the sense that whatever has struck you might be more of a long-term effect, but you've managed to suppress it for now at least.
Okay.
1 action left.
I will swing at the creature with my powerful fist.
All right, roll the attack.
$21.
21 is just enough. Oh no, 21 is a hit. Is a hit.
8.
8 damage again. Very nice.
Poor Amos, though, with his permanent conditions, he's old and enfeebled. He's
That's it.
permanently sickened. It seems
He's got a lot going on.
Am I still old? I forgot
Yeah,
about that.
yeah. That's not gone away. You're still you've still aged.
So you've forgot why you came into the room now.
All right. So with 3 mighty swings and taking a second just to dry heave and get yourself back a little bit, Brother Amos, you deal some good damage there to the creature. We're round to Maximus, and Maximus is. Maximus, you see, bends down over the shadow on the ground, and he starts tracing. Sort of arcane sigils and all sorts of things around it. You see him go for a little bit of incense that he's got around his waist. And starts burning that, and he says, "I'm going to make a start on the ritual. Please go find that other creature." That's going to end his turn. Otto, we're round to you.
I'm not happy being left here on my own, so I think I will follow where the others have gone. Can I head directly east there? Is there a flight of steps I can go down?
Yeah, absolutely. There is a flight of steps leading up to the main block of the chapel.
Oh, leading up.
And no sooner do you do you come up the steps, Otto, than you see Brother Amos engaged with another of these creatures.
Crikey. Blimey O'Reilly. Well, I will produce flame.
Alright, roll that attack.
That was flame, not phlegm.
Phlegm.
That's what I was trying to do on my
That's
last
Brother
turn.
Amos's spell, yeah. Produce phlegm is a completely different spell.
And it's 12 plus my... Is it a spell attack?
Yes.
So 21.
21 will hit. Roll damage, Otto.
Damage is 2d4 plus 3 fire. 3 plus 3 9 fire damage.
There we go. Very nice, Otto. As you come up the steps, almost instinctively, you flick a ball of fire out from your hands, strikes the creature in the back, and washes over it. You smell the sizzling of flesh as the fire washes over it.
I love shooting people in the back.
There we go.
That's my favourite.
Everyone's favourite dwarven bounty hunter. Everybody. Yeah, and actually with that, as the flame kind of recedes and washes away, you see this creature is looking quite badly hurt. But that's going to end your turn, Otto. It is Della.
Alright, I am going to run out the room, leaving Maximus where he is. And I believe that I have enough movement to run between Otto's legs into the back of the ghosty.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I will always say you can move through allies. That's not a problem. As long as there's space on the other side for you to do so.
I mean, he's a dwarf, so you wouldn't get through his legs, but you...
I just ran. Okay.
Just
cool.
ran over the top of me.
Yeah, do a little
Flatten
jumping
me.
vault. And I will go in with my rapier for an attack, which rolled a 26.
Oh, 26 will hit. Roll damage, Della.
Cool, so I get sneak attack on this because I'm flanking with
You
Amos.
will, because yes, the creature is flat-footed, so you get sneak attack.
And I've got the extra d4 for the Maximus.
Yes, you have.
Okay, and that is a 4 for the Maximus thing and 7 total from my attack. So 11.
Okay, you carve into it, Della, and as you strike across it, a good section of the flesh on its back turns to ash as you strike it. But it once again turns to you, and you see the mouth stretches open in this hollow, ghastly scream. Ah, you will feel the pain of the godless.
No, I won't. You will.
Eventually, one day.
And I'll swing it at its open maw again, and rolled a much less thing at 13.
13 does miss. As you go for what you think will be a killing blow, Della, the creature whips out one of its claws and grabs your wrist as you go to strike. And it doesn't do any harm to you, but it just sort of pushes the attack away and throws you aside. All right, that's the end of your turn. We are now round to Olwyn.
Okay, so hearing all this commotion, Alwyn is going to leg it over and take up position at the side of Della.
Yep, you can do that.
And I will call Chardonnay over to take up a flanking position with myself.
Yep, you do so.
And because Chardonnay's got really good movement, he can get there and still make an attack, which he's going to do. No, he isn't. That was 12. But Alwyn, with his 2 remaining actions, is going to raise his shield and is going to strike with the rapier.
Alright, roll that attack.
23.
23. Olwyn, tell me how you bring down the last of these 2 creatures.
So while Chardonnay is trying to snap away at the creature, and the creature turns and looks at Chardonnay, defending itself, and Alwyn just pokes it straight in the back with the rapier.
Right, you skewer it with the rapier, Olwyn, and in a very similar fashion to Della, as your blade pierces through the creature, it flashes out with divine light, and you watch as the creature begins to burn away from where that wound was struck. And as you make that strike, Olwyn, everybody around it will hear, as it does so, a sigh escaping from it, almost of relief. Before it fades into silence and the creature is scattered to ash. For the time being, you are out of combat.
Bronson throws up. Amos throws up. I'm still on the characters from the weekend.
That's it.
So this half-orc just walks in, throws his arms out again.
Just walks in, barfs everywhere, and then pops up again.
Yeah.
Probably being character for Bronson, to be fair.
Yeah.
And indeed, Brother Amos, a few moments after this creature has been dispatched, you feel that nausea returning.
I don't feel very well.
Can I attempt a medicine check?
Sure, you can. Roll.
Right.
Roll a medicine roll. Make a medicine roll. Are you trained in medicine, Della?
I am.
You are?
26.
Okay, as you inspect Brother Amos, he shows you the injury that he took, and you sort of give him a cursory physical inspection, and you can see, kind of as you inspect the wound and inspect him, in addition to the nausea, you can see that he is shivering very, 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 very slightly, although his skin is quite warm to the touch. You determine, Della, that he is suffering from the early stages of filth fever.
Filth fever. I've never seen that before. How does one cure filth fever? Would I know that?
Yeah. Filth fever is a fairly common disease, particularly with your background living in a city such as Riddleport. Filth fever is quite common in the slums and amongst those who live in sort of more unsanitary conditions. It's carried quite often by rats, among other things. Generally speaking, the best way to treat filth fever is with bed rest.
Yeah, you just need an early night.
Okay, good night, everybody.
Maybe not right now.
However, Della, you will also know that while it is a fairly common and fairly simple disease, it can be lethal if left to progress to its full course.
Maybe you do want to go to sleep now.
Did you say filth fever there, Della?
Filth fever, yes.
I've got a vial of antidote. Do you think that might be? And for the record, with Della's amazing healing or treat wounds roll, or medicine check rather, going on there, I was just thinking about going home now. Feeling pretty redundant suddenly. Can Alwyn take a medicine check to see if he knows?
I mean, I think it doesn't even need a roll, Alwyn. An antidote, is useful against poison.
Mm-hmm.
Your understanding of filth fever is that it is a disease, not a poison.
Right. Okay. Is anyone really badly injured though?
No, I'm fine.
So I'm fine.
Amos
Chardonnay's fine.
Old now and has filth fever.
So you're old and filthy.
With the age thing, I was thinking about this. If we can find a priest or cleric of some religion, they might be able to help you with that.
Yes, but we don't know any priests.
Where's Maximus?
Wait. Maximus, does he count?
What's he doing? Where is he?
Yeah, I'm going to go after him to see what he's up to.
So you move back to the chapter house where he had started performing a ritual of some kind, and indeed, as you make your way back in, you see him scribbling on the ground in chalk and sprinkling a little holy water. Fuck me! sprinkling holy water and incense over this shadow that's been burned into the ground.
It sounds like you've got the filth disease there, Dom.
That's it. Maybe I have. What's in this coffee?
There's the box. Can I have a look at the box?
Yeah, the iron coffer is exactly where it was left when Olwen knocked it off what remained of the desk.
Mm-hmm.
Brother Amos, can Brother Amos check the bag that he picked up, the satchel?
Absolutely. You pop the satchel open, Brother Amos, and the leather itself is quite stiff. This has lain dormant for quite some time. And in fact, actually, as you get it open, the leather itself has become so brittle that the flap that kind of covers the opening just disintegrates and breaks off in your hand. But you look inside it, Brother Amos, and you see 3 very dusty vials, all of which containing liquid. 2 of these vials are a familiar shimmering red, and the third is a strange liquid. It's not one you immediately recognise the appearance of. It appears like a vial of constantly roiling fog, and as you kind of stare at it, you swear you see the vague shape of a face or two drift through this roiling fog.
Perhaps somebody else can figure out what this is.
I'll have a look for you.
Here you go.
That be a religion check or arcana or?
This would be arcana.
Arcana. Oh right, -2 on arcana. I'm not even trained, so do you not want me to bother or?
Yes, in this case, as you're not trained, this is quite a specialist thing, so you wouldn't have knowledge of it unless you're trained.
It's a vial of some sort of foggy thing with faces in it. Yes.
A vial of faces.
Otto might know. I bet Otto's trained in Arcana.
No, Otto is not trained in Arcana. So my only recommendation is don't drink it.
No.
Maybe Maximus would know.
Yes.
And even then, I'm not sure. I'm just playing safe.
If only we knew some spellcasters. I don't know.
I can detect magic. Because that's just a...
That's probably worthwhile on the vial.
I'll detect magic.
Yeah, you do. It's definitely magical.
Job done.
Right.
Okay.
Do what you will with that. It's magic.
Okay.
The other two vials that are in there, just so it doesn't get forgotten, those are lesser healing potions.
Okay.
What's in this box?
In the iron coffer. The iron coffer is locked, Della.
Okay. Can I have a little fiddle with that lock, see if I can pop it?
Yeah, sure you can. What's your AC, Della?
Why do you want to know?
What's your AC?
Because he's the DM.
20.
20. Okay. Della, as you're going to open this lock, you sort of start fiddling around with it with your thieves' tools, and you hear something click, and you hear a spring loosen, and a blade shoots out from the inside of the lock itself. You are quick enough to pull your hand away before it impales you, the blade itself sort of once it has extended, it stays there locked in place.
Okay. Whew. Hope no one saw that. Oh, can I proceed to open it?
You can. Now that this little trap has sprung, you get the sense that it was like a one-use thing, and you can safely attempt to open the box itself. Roll a thievery check for me, please.
23.
23. And taking care not to nick yourself on this short blade itself, you work gently and deftly around the lock until you hear the click you were hoping for the first time, and the coffer springs open.
Ooh.
Inside it, you see that there is quite a large collection of coin. Well, fairly large collection of coin. As you cast an eye over it, you see that there are 8 gold pieces, 26 silver pieces, and 37 copper pieces.
Nice.
You also see at the bottom of the coffer, kind of underneath this pile of coin, you can see 2 quite long strips of cloth that are sort of in the purples and bronzes of the Desnan faith. They're adorned with sort of small stitched butterflies, and as your fingers brush against them, you get a tingle from them.
Oh, Maximus, I'm going to take the coins out in a stealthily manner and then show the box with the cloth in it to Maximus.
All right. Give me a stealth roll.
21.
21. Okay. You sort of you see that Maximus is very absorbed in this ritual that he's doing. You're able to scoop the coins out of the box, seemingly without him noticing.
Cool. Yes. Is this any good to you with the cleansing of the place? These look like these might have belonged to the ghosts.
Maximus looks up from what he was doing. sort of looks at the items in the box, pauses his ritual for a moment, and you see him focusing his attention on these items in the box. He looks at them and he says, "No, my dear, they're no good for my uses, but they might be more. They might be of use to your punchy friend."
Oh, Brother Amos.
I'll take them. Actually, Maximus, perhaps you could tell us more about this vial. I'd like to hand him the vial of fog.
Yes, let me see. This. What a curious thing this is. As he holds it up and he starts looking at it. This is something I've only ever seen one of these before. This is a potion known as a potion of shared memories.
Potion of shared memories?
Yes. A person, typically the person who bought or brewed this potion, can implant a memory of their own into the vial, and then the person who drinks it learns that memory and can even take it into their own mind.
I have a question on that. Could it be a false memory? Could it be a fake memory? Or would it have to be sort of a genuine, real memory?
Well,
it's a fickle thing, as Amos is starting to learn at his age.
It would be a memory that the person imparting into the potion believed to be true.
Right, okay. So it might not be true, but it's true from their perspective.
Yes, it would.
Right.
It would be as they remember the event in question.
Okay, that's good. I think it's important to clarify these things. Mm-hmm.
And
I'm not touching the bloody thing.
looking at this, he indicates one of the small ghostly faces that are drifting through the fog. That would indicate that it has a memory inside it.
Which one of us should
I
drink
just
it?
leapt to that conclusion. Not me.
Well, I am just going to make a slight move to the door. No, I don't think my constitution would take it.
Oh, I'm not drinking it.
I'll hold on to it for now.
I think I honestly think Otto would be the right person for this.
And why do you think that?
Because as you keep telling us, you're a strong-blooded dwarf. So you're going to be sort of you're firm of yourself and sure of yourself, and
yes,
if anybody's the right person to take in the memories of someone else, it's surely someone like, and of course you're fate touched as well. So not that that's got anything to do with anything, but I'm trying to make a case here. So
yeah, I can see. Yes, I try and play down the whole strong-blooded thing because
no, you don't.
For precisely this reason.
Right, every time you introduce yourself, you say, "My name's Otto, and I'm a strong-blooded." Most people would just say, "I'm a dwarf," but you say, "I'm a strong-blooded dwarf." You've made a point of saying it every time. I've been listening to you.
I know, and it's a hard lesson I've learned.
55 episodes we've been listening to you say.
As soon as I say I'm a strong-blooded dwarf, someone says, "Oh well, I've got a job for you in that case. If you're strong-blooded."
Yes, here, drink this. Yes.
I don't think that extends to drinking things that. Oh really?
What's the worst that could happen? I mean,
It's someone's.
You've got a skilled healer on hand.
Why don't we leave it up to fate? Della's going to take a dagger, because we're all pretty much in a circle right now, and just spin it on the floor and see who it points at.
See who we have to kiss.
All right. Roll a d4 for me, Della.
Okay.
If that's what you're doing.
And it's me. I'll do it. Only fair. It was my idea. I'm just like.
At least you were honest.
The
else.
fates have spoken.
Yes.
You didn't try and fake it or anything, you know. That's, all credit to you there.
I don't fake a lot of things.
Baking and entry.
I hope you don't regret
quite
it.
right.
I give a pointed look at Maximus at that statement.
He's gone back to the ritual he's performing, Della. He doesn't seem to notice you say that. Or if he does, he doesn't say anything.
Alright, brother, we must hand it over.
Okay.
Alright, I down it.
Glug.
Here we go.
All right, Della. As you drink this potion, it's strange. You open the vial and you pour it down your throat, but you have to check as you do so because it feels like there is no liquid. It feels like there is no liquid flowing. But sure enough, you do sort of glance at the vial and it is draining into you. Your vision goes cloudy for a moment. Everything you can't see anything around you. And then the fog parts, and as you look around to get your bearings, you find yourself standing in the same temple as you find yourself in now. However, the furniture is not broken. The wall has not collapsed. A cool breeze blows through, and you can see bright sunshine sort of gleaming through the intact stained glass windows, casting beautiful blue and purple images of butterflies in flight across the floor and the walls. And you look down at your body, Della, and you see that you are wearing the robes of a Desnan priest, very similar to the robes that you'd seen one of these priests wearing previously. And as you settle into this position, there is a crash behind you, and you turn to your right and you see a monstrously large creature dashing towards you. You run. As you run, you can hear the sounds of wanton destruction happening elsewhere in the temple. You hear the screams of children, you hear the thudding footfalls of other monstrously large creatures. And your own breathing begins to quicken and become harder. And as it does so, you find that you trip. Your foot gets caught on a loose flagstone. There is a crack in your ankle as something breaks, and you trip and fall to the ground. Glancing round at this monstrous creature that is pursuing you. It's a strange green-skinned creature with two heads and horrid, gangly-looking arms. You look over to it, and in a voice that is not your own, you say, Desna, I'm sorry, I was a fool. Forgive me. Forgive... And the memory ends as you are picked up by this monstrous green creature and hurled with considerable force into the wall of the temple. Your vision goes black. The fog returns, and as it clears, you find yourself as Della again, standing in the ruined temple in the present day.
So, happy memories?
all of that has taken place in the blink of an eye. It's kind of just made its way into your head, and you saw it as if you were there. But in terms of real time, certainly Olwyn, Otto, and Amos don't see anything from Della, except perhaps a momentary flicker of her eyes as she adjusts to this memory. Della, you have a choice. As this memory ends, you have a choice to take it into yourself and have it become one of your memories, or to let it go and be lost forever.
So I would forget. So I'd need to take it upon myself to remember it.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is a choice you make in the moment there. In that instant, as the vision clears, you know that you can accept this memory as one of your own. You would remember it as if you were there forever, or you could reject it and it would be gone forever.
Okay, I'll accept it.
Okay, you accept that, and that memory becomes one as authentic as any of your own.
Ooh.
So now we wait and see if anything happens.
Oh, it happens. Don't
When?
you worry. Just now. Did you not see me drink the thing?
Well, we saw you drink it, and then you said, and then I said, now we wait and see what happens, and
We're still waiting.
Oh, that felt longer than I was expecting. And then I'll fill you in on what happened. So that looks like that's what did all this so long ago.
So, there's a monster that destroyed all this.
The two heads.
and some sort of betrayal of Desna, obviously. This two-headed, green-skinned creature, would that ring any bells?
I'll tell you what. Anybody who wants to can make a nature roll.
I'm trained in nature.
Not trained, but I'll make a roll. 17.
It had
For
two
Alwyn?
heads, is what Della thought.
24.
I'm trained in nature. 16.
16. What was your total, Della?
4.
4. Okay. And Orwin?
17.
17. Brother Amos, are you taking a roll?
I'd got 24.
24. Okay. So, Orwin, Otto, and Della, you don't know what this creature is. Orwin and Otto, you have heard stories of large two-headed creatures that have, in various folk stories in various areas, there are stories of sort of two-headed creatures terrorizing villages. Della, you have no idea. But as Della describes this memory to you, Brother Amos, two heads, large, monstrous, green skin. That sounds like an Etin.
That sounds like an Etin.
An Etin is a form of giant, known for having two heads and known for basically those two heads are known for incessant bickering
With each other.
with each other.
A giant with two heads.
You know that they are immensely strong creatures, and as kind of the monstrous giant folk go, they are moderately intelligent. You know them to be very evil creatures. They are very selfish, very evil, and it's really not sure where they first came from.
I mean, this memory must have been some time ago. Do you think they'd still be around now? Because all we've seen is just the ghosts of these dead priests.
For everyone's reference, I have given you all access to all 3 of those diary entries.
Oh, cool.
So it seems it's clearly some sort of deal done. Sacrificing children, that's not good. Presumably sacrificing them to this what do you call it? Etins?
We've avoided talking about the small bones in the room
Well,
back over there.
yes. It's all a bit heavy, isn't it? I'm going to see how Maximus is getting on, see if I can give him a hand. And I'll go and find Maximus, and I will ask him if he wants a hand.
Absolutely. You make your way back into the chapter where you left Maximus, and you can see he seems to just be finishing up whatever ritual he was performing on the shadow on the floor. You can see that as you enter the room, Olwyn, he presses his hands together, speaks a prayer to Pharasma, and you watch as the shadow on the floor begins to melt away into nothing. And as it finishes doing so, Maximus gives a small nod and finishes his prayer and turns, and as he does so he sees you standing in the doorway. Olwyn.
Yes, good trick. There's another one of those shadows through in the big room. I was just really coming to see if I could give you lend you a hand.
Yes, and no. The smaller shadow, such as the one you now describe, I can take care of myself, as you've just seen. However, I fear there is some lingering haunt or curse here that's centered around that cloister. That I will need some help with. That will to take some more time.
Right. What do you need me to do?
For the time being, have a look around this place. See if you can find a centre.
Well, that tree seemed pretty. I don't know. All right. I'll go back and I'll tell everyone what he said. And does everyone want to come help me look, or should we all split up, go different directions, do it quicker?
Yes, that's always a good plan, to split up.
Worked out so well for us in the past.
Yeah. This room that we've moved into, Dom, is it sort of... It's the really fancy room, is that right?
Yes. Going by where you currently are on the map, you are in what would have once been the main body of the temple, where sort of sermons and ceremonies were held.
Okay. A censer you're after?
A censer, yes.
Yeah. So is there like an altar place?
Yes.
Yeah.
You can see that there is indeed a broken stone altar that on the front of it once had quite a glorious quite a glorious metal symbol of Desna, but now is tarnished and rusted.
Can I go and investigate over there to see if I can find anything?
Yeah, you absolutely can. Let's have a perception roll, please.
12.
12, okay. You take a look at the altar itself, and there doesn't seem to be much here. You see a couple of candles, a couple of large candlesticks that have been knocked over, sort of made of pewter or iron. You don't think they'd be worth very much. And yeah, beyond that, there doesn't seem to be much around here. It seems that whenever this calamity befell this place, it didn't happen during the middle of any kind of ceremony. You get the sense you're going to have to look elsewhere in the temple.
Nothing over here.
Right. Well, we can always look over to the west part. We haven't looked over there yet.
Yep.
I want to start wandering over
let's
to
go.
the west
Alright.
part.
Okay, so you start moving to the west of the of the temple. So just to remind you, once you return to the cloister, there are 2 doors. Just realised 3 doors on the west wall. One of which Olwyn seems to be approaching. There are 2 a bit further below you as well. And as you go towards this doorway in the west wall, I keep getting this mixed up. It's really bad. As you come towards this doorway in the west wall, you pass the other wooden door on your right-hand side.
Okay. Is the door in the west locked or?
Sorry. The door. There's no door on the west. It's just again, this door has been smashed and shattered, and you can see yourself looking into what was probably once a dormitory of sorts, except the outer wall of the room has collapsed, exposing you to the elements once again. And you can see that the furniture in here, the beds, the mattresses, are all rotten. But it's kind of as you move towards that doorway, you recall there is another wooden door on your right that you've not been through yet.
I'm going to have a look through the dormitory though.
Yep, you're moving into the dormitory.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And yeah, as you step in, it's as I described there, Olwyn. The outer wall of this room has collapsed over time, and you can see where you're exposed to the elements. What remains of these beds and these mattresses is covered with a thin layer of snow.
Right. Doesn't seem to be a centre. Has anyone tried that door? I'll gesture to the door.
I'll have Della will go and check that door to the north.
All right. You check the door, Della, and this door. As you go to open it, you twist the handle, and the door does move, but it doesn't feel like it's locked. It does feel like it's stuck. You think you're going to need to put some muscle into it to get this door open.
Oh, I'll have a go. But I might.
Right.
A little shove.
Roll athletics for me, please, Della.
12.
12. Okay. You thump into the door quite firmly. You achieve little more than bruising your shoulder.
This is going to need someone a little bigger than me.
Maybe a shark could do it.
Yeah. That's the challenge. See if the shark can get through the door before Otto suffocates.
Come on, Amos! You punch your way through this.
Yeah.
Yes,
So it's done.
I'll punch my way through.
All right. Roll athletics for me, Brother Amos.
22.
22. With a huff and a puff and a punch you in the face, you crash through the door like the Kool-Aid Man.
Yeah!
Oh yeah!
And you find yourself, Brother Amos, in what perhaps once was a kitchen of sorts. You see there are barrels and crates around the room that have degraded over time. There's much like the storeroom you found on your way in. You can see bits of spoiled food and mould and fungus and all sorts of things in this room. There is a chimney with a hearth that is cold and has been so for a very long time. In addition to that, Brother Amos, give me a perception roll.
10.
10, okay. Yeah, you can see that there does still seem to be one rack that is just about intact.
you say?
A rack, kind of. It might once have been mounted on the wall, but it now rests kind of just to one side of the fireplace.
Is there anything on it? In it?
Okay. You move up a bit closer to it, and you find that at first perhaps you mistook it for a spice rack, but actually, as you get closer, you see that it contains nine vials, 5 of which have a completely clear liquid in them, and another 4 of which are black and brown, and you can see bits of moss growing out of them.
Okay. Can anybody check these vials to see what they are, what they contain?
I would have no clue.
No.
I'll tell you what. You can give me a crafting roll, Brother Amos, if you have it.
Yeah. Okay.
I have crafting.
Yeah, if you have crafting, give me a crafting roll.
24.
Okay. 23, very nice. The two of you, as Brother Amos pulls these out of the rack, you sort of see them, and you sort of look at the environment that you're in, and you piece a few things together, and you ascertain that these are likely to be ration tonics. Essentially magical replacements, temporary magical replacements for food, designed for long journeys, that sort of thing. Sort of looking at all these vials, you don't need another roll to learn that the 4 kind of black and brown ones were probably once the same thing, but they've long since spoiled.
Oh, okay.
So there are 5 ration tonics there if you wish to take them.
And you with no appetite.
Yeah. I'll take them and I'll divvy them up.
All right.
Can they be consumed by animals?
I will have to check that.
Because then Chardonnay can have one as well.
Yeah, because then it essentially becomes like an extra day's food for you all if you're going anywhere.
Very generous.
Although I don't think I've eaten anything since we started our adventure.
I mean, it's not something I'm actively role playing. Unless you get to a point where you're wandering through the wilderness for weeks, I'm not going to track it.
Well, I'll take them.
Okay. So you gather these vials from this ruined kitchen. Anything else you'd like to do in this chamber?
I give everybody a vial each, and then if there's nothing else worth
nicking.
If there's nothing else worth pilfering, then.
John, while we've been doing this, has the mist in the main room changed at all?
I'm glad you asked that, Della, because as you all start coming back out of this kitchen, you see that the fog in the cloister has crept in barely without you noticing, and now once again almost completely fills the chamber. And that is where we're going to end for tonight, folks.
You had to ask. You had to ask. What about the fog?
No, I was just keeping my eyes out.
Lame, Della.
I'll put them back in for next time.
Tales from the 20 Side is a Fiegel Films production in association with Juicy Falls. Music by Nazar Ryback from hooksounds.com. Editing by Stu Jackson. find us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram by searching Tales from the 20 Side or by visiting talesfromthe20side.com.
I was half expecting, and you turn around and there's a big two-headed giant there.
What are you doing with my fucking ration tonics?
That'll be behind door number 3.
But they're a thing that, judging by the robes of these priests, they've been there like, what, hundreds of years?
Well, going by the dates on the diary, the diary is dated 1,300 years ago.
Okay.
Blimey.
So hopefully these Etiens are gone.
Yeah, they don't live that long. Hopefully, we hope.
Well, you and I wouldn't know because we did shit on our rolls.
Yeah.
There are creatures that live that long in this world, so
Most of them are trees.